Chapter 1. Arrival. The heavy iron gates clang shut behind Daniel, the sound echoing like a death knell in his mind. As he steps into the prison yard, a wave of dread washes over him, mingling with the flicker of hope nestled deep within. The cold cement, gray walls, and looming guard towers create an oppressive atmosphere, each element a stark reminder of his reality. He watches as a group of men exchanges nervous glances and whispers, suspicion painted across their faces. In this unyielding space, Daniel recalls the moment that led him to this place, a crime rooted in passion and irreversible choices. Each breath feels weighted with guilt. Every shadow reminds him of the life he left behind. As he navigates the complex maze of corridors and faces, uncertainty clings to him like a shroud. Here, among the whispers of lost souls, he begins to confront the haunting echoes of his solitude. Chapter 2. Isolation. Days flicker by in a haze of gray, each sunrise a stark reminder of Daniel's confinement. The heavy steel doors echo with each clang, reinforcing the isolation of prison life. He finds himself in a stark, barren cell, its walls whispering tales of solitude. As the constant noise of shuffling feet and distant shouts fills the air, Daniel grapples with the weight of his guilt. The memories of that fateful night haunt him, replaying like a broken record. Weeks devolve into a monotonous blur, punctuated by the regimented routines of prison life. The silence of his cell wraps around him, amplifying his thoughts. Each moment drags on, intensifying the quiet despair that gnaws at his spirit. Yet amidst the overwhelming loneliness, a flicker of determination ignites. He acknowledges that this isolation, however painful, could also be an opportunity for reflection and growth. Thus begins his journey into the depths of his own conscience. Chapter 3. The Brotherhood. As the days in prison stretch on, Daniel's loneliness begins to wane, when he stumbles upon an unexpected camaraderie among a diverse group of inmates. Each member, an artist or poet in their own right, shares stories woven with pain and creativity, revealing the humane side of life behind bars. In the crumbling brick yard, laughter and whispered ideas fill the air as they collaborate on an impromptu poetry slam. Daniel finds himself mesmerized by the haunting verses, words that echo like music against the concrete walls. One inmate, Marco, recites a poem about lost dreams while another strums a guitar, filling the space with melancholy notes. In this sanctuary of expression, Daniel begins to feel a flicker of hope. He realizes they are all seeking solace through art, forming a brotherhood bonded by shared struggles and the transformative power of creativity in a place meant to suppress their spirits. Chapter 4. Creativity in Captivity. In the dimly lit corners of the prison yard, creativity flourished like a wildflower breaking through concrete. Daniel and his newfound friends gathered beneath the watchful eyes of the guards, eager to share their stories through art and music. The sound of a guitar strumming gently echoed off the walls, intertwining with the heartfelt verses of a poem recited by a fellow inmate named Malik. Each word painted vivid images of lost dreams and flickers of hope. As they crafted makeshift instruments from recycled materials, laughter began to fill the air, transforming the oppressive atmosphere into one infused with camaraderie. Daniel found solace in the rhythm of shared expression, his own sketches emerging as reflections of guilt and aspirations. Through this creative journey, they discovered that even behind bars, their spirits could soar, reminding each other that their voices mattered, that artistry could transcend their reality. In these moments, captivity was overshadowed by a profound connection. Chapter 5. Seeking Redemption. As weeks passed, the weight of guilt settled heavily on Daniel's shoulders. The cold, gray walls felt suffocating, yet deep within him a flicker of hope began to emerge. In a moment of clarity, he decided to enroll in the prison's educational programs, yearning for a way to reclaim his lost identity. It was here that he met Charlie, an elderly inmate whose wisdom and life experiences resonated with Daniel's own struggles. Initially, Daniel resisted Charlie's encouragement to confront his past, feeling unworthy of redemption. But as their conversations unfolded, the barriers he had built began to crumble. Charlie shared his own story of pain, loss, and forgiveness, urging Daniel to look within himself. Surrounded by echoes of the past, Daniel felt a shift, a blossoming desire to grow beyond his mistakes. This pivotal moment marked the beginning of his transformative journey toward healing and self-acceptance. Chapter 6. Crossroads of Redemption. In the dim light of the prison's shared space, Daniel sat across from Charlie, the elderly inmate whose wisdom seemed to echo off the cold concrete walls. Their conversations often dwelled in the realm of the past, stories of mistakes woven with threads of remorse. One afternoon, as the sun cast fleeting shadows through barred windows, Charlie challenged Daniel to confront the truth of his choices. "You can't move forward until you forgive yourself," he murmured, eyes twinkling with a blend of sorrow and hope. Daniel felt the weight of those words settle in his chest, heavy yet freeing. He recalled the loved ones he had hurt, the life he had shattered. As their discussions deepened, Charlie shared a poignant poem about redemption born from pain. Each word resonated with Daniel, awakening something dormant within him. This journey wasn't just about survival. It was a chance to reclaim his humanity, a crossroads where despair met hope. Chapter 7. As Daniel sat in his dimly lit cell, the distant sounds of laughter and sunlight filtering through the barred windows reminded him of the vibrant life awaiting outside. Snippets of letters from his family brought both warmth and ache, each carefully penned word stirring a whirlwind of emotions within him. His sister wrote of family gatherings, the joy of his niece's milestones, her first steps, her first words, but the most piercing news was of his mother's declining health. As he heard her voice crack over the phone, begging him to come home, Daniel felt the weight of his choices crushing him. A longing for freedom entwined with sorrow became his constant companion, painting vivid contrasts between the love outside and the bleakness of his surroundings. In this moment of reflection, he realized how deeply his actions had rippled through the lives of those he loved, igniting a fierce determination to confront his past and seek redemption when he eventually returned to the world beyond these walls. Chapter 8. Moments of Clarity. In the stillness of his cell, Daniel found moments of unexpected clarity. The soft rustle of paper filled the air as he penned his own poetry, each word a release from the weight of his past. It was during these solitary moments that he confronted the shadows of regret that haunted him. As he wrote about lost opportunities and fractured relationships, he discovered a catharsis in his vulnerability. The echoes of inmates' laughter from the yard outside reminded him that even in their confinement, hope could flourish. One quiet evening, a sudden realization struck him, a flicker of understanding in the oppressive darkness. Freedom wasn't just a physical state, it was a mindset cultivated by acceptance and growth. With each line he crafted, Daniel forged a deeper connection to himself, transforming his pain into art. This newfound clarity ignited a desire to embrace change, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the solitude of his four walls. Chapter 9. The Breaking Point. As the sun dipped below the prison walls, tension electrified the air, thickening with impending chaos. It began as distant shouts from the yard, escalating into a cacophony of rage and fear, echoing off the cold, unforgiving concrete. Daniel's heart raced, caught between two primal instincts, self-preservation and the instinct to protect a fellow inmate, Marco, pinned against the wall by a group of enraged men. In that moment, his fear transformed into a determination he had never known. Memories of past mistakes flashed before his eyes, of lost control and devastating consequences. He lunged forward, adrenaline surging. "Get off him!" he yelled, his voice cutting through the chaos. The riot erupted around him, a swirling tempest of anger, yet Daniel felt an unexpected clarity emerge within the tumult. In his act of courage, he discovered the first stirrings of identity, a protector forged in the heart of darkness, willing to strive for something greater. Chapter 10. Aftermath. The days following the riot hang heavy in the air, a palpable tension filling the prison halls. Daniel sits in his cell, heart pounding, replaying the chaotic moments in his mind, his instincts clashing with his desire to help. Guilt washes over him like a cold wave. Had he made the right choice? The aftermath leaves him contemplating the fragility of life and the impact of his actions. Whispers among the inmates serve as reminders of the chaos that erupted, and a deep reflection settles in. He recalls fleeting images of his old life, laughter with friends, family gatherings, the classroom filled with eager students. The stark contrast between those memories and this bleak existence weighs on him, forcing him to grapple with his identity anew. The quiet moments stir within him a renewed sense of purpose, igniting a desire to understand the man he was and the man he hopes to become. Chapter 11. A Path Forward. In the aftermath of the riot, Daniel found clarity amid chaos. The chilling echoes of the disturbance faded, replaced by a resolute determination to transform his life. He enrolled in rehabilitation programs that focused on emotional growth and education, seizing every opportunity to learn. Inspired by Charlie's mentorship, Daniel ventured beyond the confines of despair, stepping into the role of a teacher for fellow inmates. Each lesson became a lifeline, a chance to reclaim his sense of purpose through shared knowledge. As he guided others in their studies, Daniel witnessed the profound impact of connection and collaboration. The classroom buzzed with laughter, ideas, and the drive for change. His heart swelled with pride as friendships deepened and hope flickered in the eyes of those around him. It was clear, in nurturing others he was nurturing himself, planting the seeds of redemption that would bloom both within and beyond the prison walls. Chapter 12. Seeds of Change. As the weeks pass, Daniel witnesses remarkable transformations within the prison walls. Bonds deepen among the inmates as they share their stories and artistic aspirations in a supportive environment. In the confines of the classroom and during poetry slams in the yard, laughter and inspiration replace the silence that once consumed them. New characters emerge, like Jenna, a painter with a haunting past, and Malik, a budding rapper whose lyrics reflect the struggles of their shared existence. Through collaborative art projects, these individuals explore their emotions, carving out a space where vulnerability feels safe. Daniel leads discussions about the significance of their experiences, fostering a sense of accountability and growth. As they nurture each other's talents, seeds of change take root, illuminating the dark corners of their lives with potential. Within these walls of confinement, they begin to envision a life beyond prison, embracing the transformative power of friendship and creativity. Chapter 13. The Reckoning. As the sun sets, casting long shadows in the prison yard, Daniel finds himself seated across from his family during a rare visitation. The air is thick with unspoken words and lingering sadness. With trembling hands, he finally confronts the pain his actions have inflicted. His mother's eyes glisten with unshed tears, while his father's expression masks a storm of disappointment and worry. In an emotional heart-to-heart, they candidly discuss the ripple effects of his crime, how it shattered trust and altered family dynamics. Daniel shares his remorse, reflecting on his journey of redemption within these prison walls. With every word, he feels the weight lifting, transforming guilt into a catalyst for change. The conversation weaves through moments of clarity and forgiveness, revealing that healing requires courage from all sides. As they part, hope lingers in the air, a promise of renewal and the possibility of rebuilding what was lost.